Mic check, mic check.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, I know you don't know it right now, but think about like what you've done before. What do you think your biggest challenge would be with those
Mic check,
guys?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Ready, coach? Ready? We'll just get you cued in right here.
Yes, sir.
Head football coach,
I'm the defense coordinator.
defense coordinator. Welcome, everyone. We are at the Fundraising University booth here at the coaching clinic. Go ahead and introduce yourself, coach.
My name is Warren Thomas. I'm the defensive coordinator at Liberty Magnet High
Co-
School.
Coach, let's jump right into it. New head coach over there now. Were you on the staff the previous years, or this is also your first year
So my first year, I was with the head coach Devin Baker, and he brought me over with him.
from Northeast?
Yes, sir.
So talk about what did you guys want to bring from Northeast to implement here at Liberty Magnet. Big step here from where you were into some 5A ball now.
Yeah, it's a huge step. We just wanted to continue to bring the discipline, being held accountable, holding each other accountable, and seeing what we could do on the big stage. I mean, it's easier to say we're good coaches if we can win or be successful on the 2A level, and now we had to put those big boy pants on and head over to 5A.
Coach, when you got a chance with your staff and you turn on the film, talk to me about some things that really made your eyebrows stand up or made your heart start racing when you got to see some of these guys for Liberty Magnet coming back this year.
Um, well, they lost 30 seniors last
Wow.
year, but when you walked into the room and you looking at over 100 kids, there's a lot to pick from. And defensively, over the time that we've been in, we've been putting in work, and I think that we're going to be pretty successful. Given the schedule, we're going to compete every Friday because the schedule is pretty tough. But I think these young men have bought in, and we're excited to see what happens.
Walk me through the process of whenever the staff got into play. Was it a late start going into the off-season program, or were you
Yeah.
guys like somewhere out the once the state championships rolled out finished up, or was it a late start?
Now the previous head coach, I think he took a job at Grambling late in the
Yeah.
year, and we got in around May. But when we got in, we put the staff together, and we've been running with it. Pretty much no days off except 4th of July. Gave the kids a couple of days off, but we've been working. We've been zooming. We've been just hitting the pavement with the
Yeah.
playbooks and just getting a better understanding of everything that we need to do to be successful.
So no spring game because of the late start, but upcoming scrimmage. I'm sure you guys are gearing up for after summer workout gets done. Talk to me about who we're gonna see and how's it gonna test y'all.
The previous staff had scheduled a fall scrimmage against Baker High,
Okay.
and all we did was we added McKinley to the mix, and it'll be a three-way. I think it's like on August 21st, I believe, and I think it'll be just an opportunity to see these guys in pads and hitting somebody else other than themselves.
Coach, what brought y'all to the clinic today? What do you want to take back to your program after leaving here this week?
Well, as an educator, we always leave room for growing. So we are going to try to listen to what some of these coaches have to say and just build on the knowledge that we already have.
Coach, what's one thing your players do extremely well since you've been around them since May?
Study. They study. They study very well. They're beating down the huddle, and they have a lot of questions, which lets me know that they are watching. They're paying attention to details. Because my coaches and myself, we are always throwing different things at them, just seeing what they are able to retain, and they are picking up on a lot of what we're putting out.
Give me some of those key leaders that if folks don't know about right now, get ready to see them in the fall.
We got a junior defensive end, Dakari Davis. He'll be, I think he was all district last year as a sophomore. He'll be returning. We got Kyrie Cummings. He played a little linebacker last year for him. And, I'm bumping him down, put his hand in the dirt this year. And we actually are going to use some weapons that the offense might have that could benefit us on the opposite side as well.
Coach, your style of play, what do you expect? What do you want from your defense whenever it comes to a Friday night when you're game playing all week? What do you want to see unfold in those between the lines?
Well, we're a gap control defense. We're gonna bend a little, we won't break, and as long as they know that we're attacking and we're gonna give some things up, but we're not gonna break, then that's all I can ask for. Um, I think that we're gonna be gritty. I would like for my defense to be the leading the district in turnovers
Okay.
when it's all said and done. And if we do that, then we're doing our job.
Coach, give us some final words here. Close it out with the head coach for Liberty Magnet. Give us something that you can say about him as he goes into year one.
He's a great coach, and day one coming in with everybody, coach said he want us to row the boat. And if we row the boat, we all rowing in the same direction, then we'll be as successful as we can possibly be.
Coach, good luck this season. Liberty Magnet defensive coordinator joins us at the coaching clinic. Enjoy the next 2 days. Who are you looking forward to hearing this week?
I'm going to go check out Zito, some of the competition, to see what Pickett's brain on little defense. And I'm even going to go sit in on the quarterback meeting in a little while just to see what quarterback coaches are teaching, just so I can, take that. Just little snippets of information that I could use to help benefit the kids. So that's the two meetings that I'm definitely gonna go sit in.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna go catch Coach O.
There you go. Coach, thank you for stopping by.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your week, my friend.
All right, thank you.
And good luck to y'all in the fall.
Thank you.
Liberty Magnet head defensive coordinator stops by, joins us here at the coaching clinic. We'll have coaches in and out all day long here. We are at the Fundraising University booth here in the back. It's 24, 25. Let's see who wants to stop on by, get entered into the drawing. Fundraising University giving away $2,000 grants this week. So we'll step away. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Taylor here at the Coaching Clinic, Tuesday edition. Got a lot of great coaches lined up to do some talking here at the clinic. Got a lot of coaches floating around the different booths. So far, Liberty Magnet defensive coordinator stopped on by, did some chatting with me. Good luck to those guys in the fall. We're gearing up, just under 50 days away from kickoff. We'll have us a Thursday night game ready for you live on our broadcast. Thank you to Stuart Miller for having us here today to talk to these coaches, enter them into the drawing. See if we can get another coach to stop on by here. How's it going, sir?
You covering any games in Eunice this year?
Eunice High or St. Ed's?
I was there last year. This is my last one. I
Hey,
know Spoon's good buddies with y'all.
okay, at Eunice High?
Yeah.
Week 1.
Week 1?
Yes, sir.
That's
Bunky.
funky, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that a home game for Eunice this year? Shit. Is it big?
See which next coach wants to sit down and talk about their programs, enter into a $1,000 chance. Fundraising University giving away $2,000 grants to two high schools this week. So we'll see who wins it. So far, Liberty Magnet is in the drawing. A lot of booths here. Got an LHSA network right on side of us. I see teams. I see Woodlawn here. I see A-Meats here. Saw Bunky, Boshan here earlier. JFK's here. A lot of great high schools in the state of Louisiana make their way down to the coaching clinic. They got a lot of great speakers that will be going on the next 2 days. My name's Jordan Taylor. This is Under the Lights, sitting here at the Fundraising University booth. We'll talk to some coaches. It doesn't matter the sport. It could be football, baseball, track, basketball, swimming. Whoever wants to sit down with us will be entered into the drawing. What's going on, my friend? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Coaching Clinic, sitting at the Fundraising University booth. Jordan Taylor, joined by my good friend, Mr. Randy. What's going on?
What's up going on, Jordan? I'm telling you, it's great to finally be on the air with you guys under the lights here. I know you guys went up to Texas and covered the St. Ed's game at the Catholic Bowl at Choctaw Stadium. Coach Shiver is a good friend of mine. I went and covered the first 2 times they played up there when it was in the Dallas Cowboys training facility, the Ford Center at the Star. Those kids had a great experience, playing up there in the Cowboys facility.
Awesome experience it was last year. I'm jealous I can't go back again this year. Coach Shiver makes his way down to Walker. What your thoughts on him going over there to that offense?
Well, I mean, brand new coach at Walker. The guy that's the head coach at Walker just got there in January, elevated when Chad Mahaffey left to take the position at my alma mater, De La Salle. So it's Chris Harrell, who had just got to Walker from Dutchtown, got elevated basically. And by the way, just to let everybody know, I'm with CrescentCitySports.com
There you
also.
go. Talk to me about a day like today and tomorrow with all the networking that's going on, the great lineup of speakers. Talk to me about how important it is every single year.
Well, Jordan, I mean, I cover this. I do a preview story in this clinic every year. I mean, the wealth of speakers here is unbelievable, especially this year. Katie Giller with her story of tragedy over triumph over tragedy. Will Wade speaking on basketball again, and then, of course, Coach O being back in the saddle at LSU. Not in the same role, but back on staff to help out Lane Kiffin.
What a 2025 it was, and with all the state champions that came through the state of Louisiana, should we be expecting a huge 2026?
I mean, it's anybody's game right now. This is basically, I heard this morning, we got 37 days to the Jamboree's kickoff and 44 days to the regular season. I'm going to give a shameless plug. I got that from our great and good friend from the Lafayette area who's now working in New Orleans, Ian Ozan.
There you go.
But like I said, guys, hey, it's been fun. I mean, what you guys do to promote high school sports like we do is unbelievable. Like I said, some of the speakers here are just amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you got different aspects, but it's a good place to network every year, see coaches, see vendors, and LHSA only does this once a year now because the January convention got cut back to just the meetings, the lunch, awards lunch, and then the votes, basically.
What's a piece of advice you would give to a first-year coach that does enter their first clinic?
Go listen to the veteran coaches because you will learn a lot from the veterans. They've been around the block 20, 30 years ago, or even shorter than that. They were in your shoes.
You go. Final words as we close this one out here.
Just read CrescentCitySports.com, and then, of course, follow Under the Lights on Facebook. Thanks for the time, Jordan.
Randy, enjoy your day, my friend. Good to see you always.
Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Coaching Clinic, here at the Fundraising University booth, sitting in the back, about to talk a little high school baseball with head baseball coach of the Vinton Lions, Dane Clark. Coach, what's going on? What brings you here today?
Man, coaches clinic, coming out, try to learn a little bit, try to see how these good coaches win every year.
And you had a good team this past season, your 2025 overlook of your team. I know you graduate, a guy that just went to McNeese, one graduate. That's big shoes to fill, but talk to me about the 2025 season in all of what it just meant to you on a personal level.
Everything. The junior class that I had this year are going to be seniors. I had 8 or 9 of them, and we started this journey when they were eighth graders, and I kind of coached the rec team, and we played a little bit of summer ball the last couple years together, and just those kids love to compete and work, and I think that's why you kind of watched us play up against Delcom last year in the football season. Those kids just never quit.
Yeah.
That game was wet, it was muddy, and Cortland Kyle's that guy, and they just all, they love each other. They've been together forever, and it was great to see a school, like a program. I guess for me, it's not that we kind of started the baseball program. We started the winning part of the program. When I got there in 2023, they had never made it past the second round. We're in our third year, Gage's junior year. We ended up running into DeQuincy, who's always a really good team, and the lights got bright, and we didn't play very well, and we lost 10-0, and they kind of took that with a chip on their shoulder, and like we said, like me and Guidry had a goal when he was a freshman to end the thing in Sulphur, and we didn't play our best when we got there. First time ever. You look up in the stands, you got 3,000 people cheering, and but our motto going into this summer is unfinished business. So it's on our practice shirts now, and the kids want to get back there, and they don't want to just get back there now. They want to win. But looking at the year, it was awesome just to see those kids grow and just finally get over that hump of winning the big game. And we beat a lot of really good teams last year. We beat St. Louis, beat South Beauregard, competed with Sulphur, lost 4-3 to Sulphur, lost 2-1 to Southside. So we did a lot of really good things last year, and a guy like Guidry, you're never going to fill his shoes.
Right.
I like the money ball approach. I'm not looking for a guy that has 142 strikeouts on the year. I'm looking for a guy that's going to go out there and have the least amount of walks and give us a chance to compete on defense. And I got a freshman who's about 6'2" and 180 pounds, 78 to 80 already from the left side.
Wow.
And then I'll bring back 4 or 5 other arms, and we have another lefty who's about 77, 79, who he should have beat Sulphur, and he held Southside to 1 or 2 runs through 5 innings. So he can pitch it, and we just got to play really good defense this coming year. So we'll see, but it was really fun. It was an awesome ride. We got to we played in the Stanley tournament, stayed the night. We played against Zachary, and took the kids to the LSU game. We kind of make that a tradition, so it's fun, man, and just watching the kids work for 3 to 4 years and finally achieving a goal that they set their mind to.
Speaking of that community, when you walked out the dugout for the national anthem and you saw what was behind you, talk to me about a chills type of moment there.
It wasn't even right then for me. It was when we walked through the gate,
Okay.
and I sat my bag down, because my principal, he's great, man. He's been doing this for a long time. His last words to me before we got on the bus, he was like, make sure you take a second and look up in the stands and, take it all in. So as soon as we walked in, I sat my bag down, and I went to where the turf meets the grass, and I just turned around and I looked, and it was one of those feelings. It was like, it wasn't just Vinton people.
Yeah.
It was everybody from Southwest Louisiana was supporting us, and I'm the type of guy, you either love me or you hate me. So, the people that loved me were there, and even the people that hated me were there. They were just on the Welsh side. But it was such an awesome moment to see the community come out there at 2:00 on a Tuesday, I think, and man, it was really cool. It's good to see that kind of support, because 4 years ago we didn't have that kind of support.
Going into this off season here, a lot of guys in those smaller schools will trickle off into other sports. Some guys go into basketball, track, and so on. But talk to me about whenever you did get the group all back together, what were some things that you wanted to say, okay, this is how we finish?
Well, I guess the good part is at Vinton, like, man, only guy that didn't play. I had three guys that didn't play football.
Okay.
That was my pitcher, my catcher, and my right fielder. But they all three were like the water boys and managers on Friday night. So I guess you would say the group was never apart. But I guess for us, it was just not letting your emotions get too big and just compete. You know, you're gonna fail. We're gonna lose games. We just gotta keep fighting and understand that we're trying to play our best baseball come May.
Not many people know, but give us a little story about how did you become a Savannah Banana?
So it's actually a pretty cool story, man. So my senior year of college baseball was COVID. So
Okay.
March shut it down, and I actually found out I just had my daughter, my first one, my senior year of college, and me and my wife we got engaged, and live with my wife in Arkansas, and she could tell I was going through a really hard time, so I ended up entering the transfer portal and committing to a school in St. Louis. So I went up to school in St. Louis, and COVID and everything was crazier up there than it was in Louisiana. So you couldn't go in and register for classes. You had to do everything over the phone. So I guess from talking to the lady for my classes, she ended up putting me in undergrad classes instead of graduate classes. So I was going to get a master's in education, where she put me in undergrad education. So it technically caused me to be ineligible. So when I posted, my career's done, blah, 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 just the signing out thing, one of my buddies, Adam Morrow, was an assistant coach for the Bananas, and he's like, hey, man, look, we're doing this new thing, blah, blah, blah. Come out to Atlanta, or come out to Savannah, come to the tryout. And me, I'm like, yeah, let's go. So me and my buddy, we ended up going. Well, I don't know if you remember the ice storm in like 22, 23.
Yeah.
So I had to drive from Springdale, Arkansas to Savannah, about 12, 13 hours through the ice, scared to death. And then, we got there and we ended up, I had a really good tryout, man. I think I threw like a 197 down to second base and had a couple hits during the scrimmages. And they took me and a couple other guys, and it was just a blast, man. That's probably the funnest time I've ever had playing baseball. And if I didn't have kids, I'd probably still be there.
Finally, we talk about all those type of things there, but you come to the clinic today. What do you want to take away moving into your program?
Man, the one guy I really hope he's here. I haven't seen him yet. Is Wayne Stein. I really enjoy talking to that man. He wins every year. Football, baseball, it don't matter. But I just wanted to kind of have a conversation with him and those type of coaches and say, hey, man, like, the first time you went, what were you preaching to your kids the next year?
Yeah.
What were you harping on? What were you trying to do better? And there's a couple things we got to do better for our program, but I just want to understand how to sustain that level of success. And I know it's hard at our level.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Dane Clort, head baseball coach of the Vinton Lions. Hey, guess what? I'll see you in football season.
Hey, I can't wait. It's gonna be pretty fun.
There you go. Thank you for stopping by, my friend.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, talking a little baseball here at the coaching clinic. Next up, coming up, Central Private. Coach Holden. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here at the Coaching Clinic, Fundraising University booth, sitting down with head football coach of the Central Private Redhawks, Coach Cole Holden. Coach, what's going on, my friend?
Oh, man, see if we can learn a little football around here today.
Coach, I walked in the building today, and you and your staff's first ones here. Talk to me about just the anticipation, just the thrill to be back around, networking with some guys here today.
Oh, well, it's always awesome to be around coaches in our state. We have some of the top coaches, some of the top high school football in the country. It's a great opportunity for us to learn and enhance our craft.
Coach, is this a thing that you and your staff like to come to every year?
We do. We come here every year. We always sit down and game plan what coaches we're going to go here that can help benefit us the most.
What were some things that you took from over the years that you could say you implemented into your programs?
Honestly, some of it has been practice plan, more practice plan and program stuff than scheme stuff. We enjoy going to hear some of the coaches of smaller schools. It's more comparable to what we're doing. But we've learned a lot more program stuff than we have schematic football stuff.
So you're going into, what is it, year 4?
Year 4.
Year 4, same staff still intact, or we got some new faces around this year?
I still have my defensive coordinator, Coach Corville. He's been with me the whole time. Coach Ben Cobb still coaching the secondary for us. We added Coach Seth Stevens as our head baseball coach, and he'll be on our football staff as well. And we also added Coach Myers. He was the head coach at Slaughter several years back and spent a long time in the Zachary system.
Your 2025 outlook, what were some big takeaways that you liked, maybe didn't like from last year?
Going into this year, our big thing is improving our leadership, improving our leadership on our team. I think we could have done a better job with that last year. And look, the buck stops with me. If we're not doing something very well, that's on me. And that's the biggest growth I think we need to make. We had a lot of injuries last year, probably the most I've ever dealt with. So we've been working hard in the weight room and conditioning. Because to an extent you can control that, but that's really out of your control. Just, hope we can stay healthy going into this year.
Some returning guys that will contribute in the fall. Give us some names out there, Coach.
Zach Browning will be our quarterback. He'll be a 3-year starter at quarterback. Brody Gibson will be playing receiver, tight end, defensive end. He'll be a senior 4-year starter. We've got Madden Guidry, be a returning starter at the slot and in the secondary. Brooks Fogel will be a returning starter for us, playing receiver, and in the secondary. We have a lot of experience in our skill positions.
New district this year. Talk to me about the new faces coming in. Excited to play some new some teams out there.
We are. We're excited for the opportunity to compete in this new district against some great football programs. Some of them we've never played before. Some of them it's been several years since we've seen them, but all of them have rich tradition. Catholic Point Capee being there, East Feliciana, Kentwood. We've played them the last several years since I've been here. Vornado has athletes. We play them every year. But it'll be interesting. It'll be a war, it'll be a war to decide who's this district champion, who comes out on top.
How was the spring wise? Y'all guys had a spring game. Any some good signs from there?
We did. We played Slaughter in the spring. We had a great spring. I was proud of the effort. We had a few pleasant surprises from some young guys. I felt like defensively we played really well in the spring, which of course defense is always a little ahead of the offense. Offensively, we had some explosive plays that's a little different than we've been able to do the last few years. So it was a great spring.
Jamboree coming up. Talk to me about y'all playing on Thursday, correct?
We are.
And location, teams in that Jamboree?
We're hosting the Jamboree, and it'll be St. John will play Slaughter before us, and then we'll play North Lake Christian. That's someone we've never played before.
Okay.
Another school with great tradition that we're excited for the opportunity, and a little measuring stick going into week 1.
Awesome lineup these next 2 days. Who's somebody you're really looking forward to hearing these next 2 days?
Well, I think everybody that's a football coach is going to tell you Coach Ogeron. I mean, he's always exciting and energetic. It's going to be exciting to go hear him speak.
Final words as we close this one out. What happens from now until we get to kickoff here in the fall?
A lot of work. We're really revving it up next week with our camp, and a lot of install, a lot of conditioning, continuing to hit the weight room hard, and just getting people to buy in and believing that we can be great going into the season.
Head football coach, Central Private. Coach, good luck. Enjoy the next 2 days, and we'll see you in the fall.
All right. Thank you, Jordan.
Head football coach of the Central Private. stopping by the booth here, talk a little high school football about his program. Coming up next, new head football coach of the St. Martinville Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome Coach James Dortez, my friend.
How we doing?
We're doing good, my friend. Let me go ahead and get you entered into the drawing at this time real quick. We don't want to miss out on the opportunity, right?
Not at all, not at all.
St. Martinville, new head football coach.
Man, listen, I can't say how happy I am to see you here and see where you've grown your platform from. It's awesome to see you here, man. It really is.
Man, and you're one of the first faces I've seen that popped in right here to the booth and said you would come sit down with me. So I'm glad you came back around and we can make this work.
I told you, man, anything you need from me, man, you've been good to me over the years, Jay. Anything you need from me, I'm here to help.
All right, let's go rapid.
Let's go.
Coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Coffee. Favorite road trip snack? What you got?
Favorite road trip snack? Smart food popcorn.
Smart food popcorn. That's the bus ride.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's the bus ride. All right. Pre-game meal. What are we eating? What's your favorite one? I know you've been around some good cooks in your life.
Man, listen, I'm a creature of habit. On Fridays, gotta have that baked chicken and seasoned rice.
Baked chicken and seasoned rice.
That's pre-game meal.
So that's what St. Martinville's got to look forward
That's
to,
what
right?
they got to look forward to.
Let's see. You've been coming to the clinic over the years. Favorite speaker that you've heard over the years?
Oh, wow. Oh, man, they've had some real great ones over the years. Jeez, man, you put me on the spot on that one. Will Wade gave a great one, and I'm not even a basketball coach.
And he's going to be here this week?
Yeah, Will Wade gave a great one. Jesus, Corey Joseph. He gave great words. Man, like I said, the LHSA does a real good job with the guys they bring in front of us, man. So you put me on the spot, but they at least 10 guys that have came here and given great wisdom to the coaches. Even if it's not about X's and O's, just about reaching your guys, efficient practice plan. Everybody brings something different to the table, so it's been a great clinic.
Got an awesome lineup these next 2 days.
Very much so.
Who you looking forward to hearing the most?
Coach O. Man.
That's it.
The guy that fires you up, man. You're a coach, but after you listen to him, you feel like you want to play for the man. So that's always a highlight.
Key takeaways that you want to bring back to St. Martinville after this week?
Man, like I tell my coaches, you just want to learn one thing.
Okay.
If you can bring one thing back home, I don't care if it's a drill, I don't care if it's management of time inside your drills, whatever it is, we ask our kids to be the best version of themselves, so we need to be the best version of our coaching selves for our kids. So if you bring back anything positive that helps you to help our guys, man, that's what it is. I don't look for a certain takeaway. I just want to make sure that I'm receptive and willing to learn something that can help my guys.
Game day ties?
It's game day ties.
Game day ties. That's what we're going to see it in the fall?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Game day ties. The guys will look sharp on game days because I know this guy will have them ready to go.
Definitely.
Took a year off.
Yes, sir.
You feel refreshed, ready to go?
Very much so. I as a coach, we forget about the little things that we miss, the daddy-daughter and donuts with dads and going to your daughter's recitals. And, when you're coaching, you missed a lot of that. But for a year, I just got to be a parent. I was the quote-unquote soccer dad, get to pick the kids up every day and listen to their day. So it was real refreshing. But at the same time, you always get that itch around around certain times of the years, But it was a great year, but, definitely ready to get back at it.
How did this come about? St. Martinville job comes open. How soon were you in the conversation?
Oh, man, listen. St. Martinville is just one of those places, man. It lines up as a coach. There's certain things you look for in jobs. You want community support. You would like a school to be rich in tradition. You're not looking for a name. You're just looking for, something that you can build on. And being from Opelousas, St. Martinville was in our district. So I didn't have the battles with the early Doucets and the Martel Narcisse and the Seth Delahousses and all those great guys that come through St. Martinville. So when that job opened up, it was like one of those guys like, I definitely got to apply. And, I had a great conversation with the principal. definitely want to give my thanks to Principal Lane for trusting and believing in my vision, and got the job. And it's one of those things, one of those jobs that when it's open, your antennas goes up because you know the rich tradition, the history, and the talent that comes through that program. Man.
It's a strong parish, also.
Very much so.
You got the St. Martinville, Brobridge, Cecilia. Talk to me about just being around great football right there in that parish.
You don't have to look forward for competition. Cecilia, state champions, state runner-ups in the last 3-4 years. You got Brobridge, who's always been a perennial good football team. When I was in high school, that was one of the most popular parishes as far as athletes and sustained programs. And we're not talking about just football. We're talking about across all sports.
Yeah.
St. Martin Parish is definitely a special place that has a lot of athletes, and again, in different sports. It's not just football. You have great basketball players. You have great long distance runners. You have great baseball. So you don't have to look for a 7-on-7 competition. You want to really get some run? Hey man, go down to Cecilia. They'll definitely have something for you. Basketball, summer league, Brobridge, come to the gym. You can always stay in parish and get some of the best competition, and it prepares you for district and for your non-district schedule. So it's always a good thing for the kids and for the coaches. In St. Martin Parish, you have some great coaches. So if you need something, you can always get a little advice, or just to pick somebody's brain. You don't have to go too far. You have a championship coach right down the street. So
you turned on the film. You saw St. Martinville of 2025. What was some things you took away from that team and said, okay, we're going to be okay in 2026?
Man, first of all, the youth. I think I have 6 seniors in the whole squad. I have a big sophomore and freshman. A big freshman and junior class. So that's good when you're coming in year one. You can lay down the foundation with guys that's going to be with you for more than 1 year. Extremely athletic. You see a lot of wild plays. Guys getting up there, making high point catches, coming out of nowhere, making plays on the football, big tackles, and you see this over and over again. You see flashes. Now it's time to put that consistency into it. Now it's time to get bigger, faster, and stronger. So when turning on the film from last year, you're like, okay, we have very much to build on. We have a lot to build on, and we're going to be all right going to the future. Had a great freshman class. I went and looked at my 8th graders a couple of days ago while they were doing summer practice. They look, I'm excited about those coming aboard. So you get 2 back-to-back freshman classes. You have a great youth, a combination of experience, but youthful experience, because you had a lot of sophomores that played last year, a lot of freshmen that played last year. So it's a good mix for building for the future, man.
Coach, we could sit here and talk for hours.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to let you get back. Enjoy the rest of the clinic. We'll chat before I leave on here today. Love you, my man.
Man, love you too, man. Proud of everything you've done.
Thank you, my brother. Good luck in the fall. I'm supporting you.
Yes, sir.
Head football coach, St. Martinville, James Dortez, stops by the fundraising booth here. Another one entered into the drawing. And I think we have another coach lined up, about to come sit down with us. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the fundraising booth here at the coaching clinic. Now stopping in to sit on with us, new head football coach Stephen Thomas of North Iberville, the Bears. We got to see the Bears last year on a Thursday night that really lit up the scoreboard. Coach, you walked into this team here, hired on this offseason. What really impressed you about this offense that just went crazy with the points they scored last year?
Yeah, just watching them on film. I went and watched them a couple times last year. It was a school that I've been very interested in since they reopened. But yeah, they got some athletes and some guys that can go. They have a lot of talent, a lot of next level talent.
Yeah.
That look forward to working with and trying to get them keep on rolling. Coach Gass did a great job last few years. It's my job to just try to keep it rolling and go to the next step, next level.
Coach, you come from a program in Zachary, Coach Brewerton, one of the greats in Louisiana. Talk to me about what were some things that you wanted to take away from that program and implement right here at North Iberville.
Right. Coach Brew's been a great mentor. I've been with him for 15 plus years. Hooked up with him at Livonia. Was his defense coordinator there. Then when he got the Zachary job, he brought me with him. We've had some tremendous success over there. Just the way he does things, you learn, so much about how to deal with players, how to deal with parents, how to deal with the community. He's phenomenal PR work. He knows how to play the political game, type of stuff that I'm still trying to learn. But there's just so much that he knows, and he had a great mentor with Sid Edwards. So just learning all those little ins and outs from him, and then if I have a question or something like that, I'll send him shoot him a text or call him and ask him something here or there about something.
Talk to me about when you got to North Iberville. How soon, or are you still trying to implement what you want to do there? How long did it take, or are you still trying to get bits and pieces?
Right. Well, first of all, I didn't even know if I truly wanted to be a head coach.
Okay.
Every coach gets into it thinking they want to, and then you see how things are run and how coaching things have changed. But I always knew that if I was going to be a head coach, I wanted to be somewhere small. I like the small community, small school, small town type of atmosphere. That's just how you build a lot more stronger relationships that way. And just when it opened up, it took me 20 years to find a head coaching job. And this is the one that I really wanted and I went after. And luckily they blessed me with offering me the job. So, but as far as, implementing things, I got a late start, getting hired in late May, trying to find out what coaches were staying, what coaches were leaving. I wanted to make sure I bring in an offensive coordinator. I was finally able to get him hired at the end of June. So he started implementing offense in July. And what really helps us is we didn't go through spring. We share athletes for every sport.
Yeah.
So they were still deep in track and going for state at track. So we didn't have a spring, so that gave us an extra week in the fall. So that starts next week. Our fall practice will start next week. Okay. So it gives us that extra week to kind of start gelling. But the great thing about these kids in North Iberville, they've known each other since they were toddlers. Like, they grew up to each other, they know each other so well. The team chemistry is already there. We don't have to do anything with that.
Right.
The kids can almost finish each other's sentences for them, because they're so tight, and but they're real great kids. I'm so blessed to be able to go over there.
Coach, I know it's a schedule that you didn't create, you walked into. What do you like about the schedule that was laid out whenever you got a chance to get your eyes on it?
I like how it's mixed a lot. Like, all of our non-district games are not against 1A schools. They're all bigger schools. I'm not sure what classification Fisher's in down there, but I know it's not 1A. And then Bel Air is 3A. Assumption's a 4A school, playing Ben Franklin, a 5A school. And then we'll kind of go into district from there. But it's intriguing. It has a chance. We have a chance to earn a lot of power points and really set us up good for postseason play.
You got some big-time names at your program. Malone Song is there. Talk to me about being around a program as what you were at Livonia and Zachary, where you've seen guys go play in the college ranks. Talk to me about just being a type of mentor where you've seen guys go on and you can just pour that knowledge into him. Okay, here's what you need to do to get there, because he's got all the talent in the world.
Right. BJ Malone, the good thing about him is not only is he a stud athlete, committed to Kansas State, but he's also just a great young man. He holds his teammates accountable, which is huge. Anytime you can have seniors run your program for you, you never have to worry about anything as far as locker room trouble, how we travel, just the little things that we do that we want to do right. And I think he's born and bred to do that. You got Jeremy Favre right behind him, running back. Um, who's another one. He's more quiet, off the scenes kind of guy. Like if he sees something wrong, he's not going to shout it out. He's going to pull you off to the side and say, "Hey, that's not how we do things around here." I mean, you got we've got a lot of special skilled players that we hope to take full advantage of and use them this year.
What's one thing that you took from a clinic over the years that you still use today?
Let's see. That's a hard one because like you go to these clinics and you try to just pick up at least just one thing. So not knowing everybody knows their X's and O's. Everybody knows, it's the scheme, and we all know that it's not just scheme. It's also the Johnnies and Joes who's running those schemes. So a lot of things that I learned is about how to take the players that you have and implement the things that you want to do to make it work and win. So that's the biggest thing that you try to take away is players, not plays. So I'm real big into that. Uh, you can call the worst defense in the world, but if all 11 players know what their job is, it's still going to be a successful play for you. And the same thing with offense. So just trying to get that taken care of.
Final thing, Coach, Division IV non-select that North Iberville will compete in. You go from the Division I to Division IV. Talk to me about some big time names in Division IV that you guys are up against that really stand out.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things. Is we had a couple of kids we were practicing, and we had a couple of kids miss for different reasons, and you notice when one or two are missing, your depth level goes way
yeah.
down. That's something I have to adjust and get used to. But no, as far as like Division IV, I mean, you got we got Mangum up there, Haynesville, South Plaquemines who knocked North Iberville out last year. Teams like that they really stand out in 1A non-select. So yeah, I look forward to competing against those guys. I mean, I'm not shy of being on the big stage. So, and I expect to go in, and I expect to win every game we step in and play. So, I don't know if that's just arrogance or confidence or what, but that's just my mindset. I think we're just as good as anybody we line up against, and I'm just ready to get out there and prove it.
Coach, enjoy the rest of your week here at the clinic. Congratulations on being the new head football coach at North Iberville. Grateful to meet you for the first time, and I wish you the best of luck. Beautiful facility just built not long ago. Some awesome players, awesome community. I can't wait to see what you and your staff do this fall.
I surely appreciate it. I thank you for everything you do for us, too.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
That was North Iberville head football coach. Stopping on by the fundraising university booth here as we gear up for another coach fixing to step on in.
What's up, baby?
Powerlifting.
Man right here. What's up, coach? Yeah, how you doing? You all right?
You want to stop by later?
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Fundraising University booth here at the Culture Clinic. Sitting here with Mr. Joe Ryan, head powerlifting coach at Denham Springs, also strength and conditioning coordinator over there at Denham Springs, correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for stopping by, my friend. I'm grateful to learn a little bit about what goes into your day in and day out there at Denham Springs. I know what new facility just got built, beautiful state-of-the-art building. Talk to me about now that you guys got a place like that. Talk to me about now the work just comes easy.
Yeah, easy.
Well, you want to get that.
Now the pressure's on, right?
Okay.
I mean, you kind of, we're in an old building that was built in 1982 that, we're talking completion 1983, so 43 years old this year. It was just outdated. It was made when we were a 3A school, and there was plans to do this. Our athletic director, head football coach, Brett Beard, did a phenomenal job of, kind of exploring options. How can we get this done through the community? How can we make sure that it gets done? And there was a tax that was passed back in 2020, and it was in different phases. So the first phase was actually getting baseball and softball on campus. Before, it was at our local rec park for years. So getting baseball, softball on campus, getting a track built, redoing the football field. We did all that in the first phase. Getting this new field house was the second phase, and it's a football-only field house. So it's a 5,000 square foot weight room.
Wow.
We've got 117 lockers, team meeting room, coaches' offices, state-of-the-art training room, nutrition room, Hall of Fame, the whole works.
Wow.
Well, in that, we also redid the old field house, completely gutted it, redid everything. So that's going to be boys and girls soccer, boys and girls track, true freshman and visitor locker room, and redid the weight room over there. So it's a long process, but we're able to kind of get it done, and we're there now.
Let's walk back to your career here. How many years you've been at Denham Springs? Prior to that, talk to me about, did you always want to be where you are today as a leader of men and women in this field of work?
So, no, I didn't. I did, but I didn't. I got to Denham Springs in January of 2017. And before that, I was at Ascension Catholic High School for 3 years. So I started Ascension Catholic in fall of 2014, 15, 16, and I left in January of 17 for Denham Springs. And Denham's actually my alma mater. So before that, I GA'd at Arkansas Monticello, where I played football at. GA'd in the weight room and did a lot of the film stuff, help with running backs, things like that. I originally didn't want to be a strength coach. My old man always told me I'd be a good coach. I originally wanted to be a lawyer, and lo and behold, we get through school, and I was like, I don't want to do school anymore. I think I'll go into a school and work. So did that, became the strength coach at Denham. Haven't looked back since, really.
So different schools, different parishes do different schedules throughout the day. How does it work at Denham Springs? Is it where you get a certain amount of kids at one point, different class periods, or you get them all at the end of the day? How's everything work for your schedule?
So we're on a rotating block. We see every class on Monday. We're 1 through 8th hour Monday, and it's 45 minutes long, just that day. The rest of the school week is rotating A day, B day. So we see each kid, each hour for an hour and a half. So all of our sports are in athletic hours. So I get to see our kids minimum 3 days a week in the weight room and on the field, kind of doing both our strength and our conditioning stuff.
How about this summer? What goes into, I'm sure you got a lot of sports on campus over the summer, so how's that broke down?
So we start our first group, O-line, D-line, JV at 6:30 in the morning. Skill guys at 7:30 at the same time, and the skill guys and baseball at 7:30 at the same time in our other weight room. Freshman and sophomore baseball players work out. Then at 8:30 we have incoming freshman football and powerlifting and swim in the other weight room. At 9:30 we have middle school and boys track, boys basketball in the other weight room. And then at 10:30 is all of our girls sports. Then at nighttime, boys and girls soccer come in. Boys come in on Tuesday, Thursday, girls Monday, Wednesday.
Wow, full week.
It's nonstop. Yeah, man. It's 7 straight hours of, and then we let our collegiate kids come in afterwards. If you participate in a collegiate athletic, you can come back and work out, free of charge. If you need us to program, we do. If you don't need us, just come use the facility. But so it's basically 6 a.m. till 1 p.m. It's blocked up.
So when you go into the fall, this upcoming football season, how's that week leading up to game wise? will lift goes down some, or we stay the same consistency?
It's pretty much this. I say the same. It's not the same consistency. So we split up in the morning times. Offense works out while defense meets. Then we switch 40 minutes through.
Okay.
So our Mondays look like this. It'll be a JV lift only. The varsity kids do film on Mondays, and they'll do the same workout the varsity does on Saturday. So whatever the varsity did Saturday, the JV will do Monday, because we don't bring everyone in on Saturday morning. Just the guys that played. Tuesday, everybody lifts. So offense will lift first, defense meets, then we flip halfway through. And usually those days we're very functional, strength based, front squat, back squat, bench, main lifts. Then we lift Thursday, same thing, we flip halfway through. That's our big explosive day, clean, another bench, maybe another squat, and then Saturday we lift again. So we'll wave up, 70%, 80%, 90%. Our kids handle heavier weight better. When we looked at over the past 4 years, the heavier we go that week, the better we perform on Friday night.
About powerlifting, Coach, you're more with both boy and girls, or talk to me about maybe some state champions or any of those individuals from last year?
Absolutely. So I'm the boys and girls head coach. We had 31 seniors this past year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. So unfortunately, we lost a kid middle of the season. So it was due to a car wreck. So
Wow.
it was a
sorry to hear that, Coach.
Tough year for our kids, but they rallied around. Our girls ended up finishing 5th in the state, and she definitely would have helped us. She was a girl that probably would have finished on the podium. We had one state champion in the 114-pound weight class, Noemi Blancart, and then we had 2 other girls finish on the podium. Gabby Hare, who was also a senior, and Adina Alau, who she's going to be back next year as a senior. Well, Noemi and Gabby got invited to Powerlifting America Nationals over in Corpus Christi. They both went. Gabby won a national championship. Noemi finished 2nd. Gabby was blessed to be invited to Team USA for North American Powerlifting Championships. So on August 5th, she goes to Canada, St. John, Canada, to compete for Team USA. Actually, she's our first in school history to do that. On the boys' side, didn't have a great year, didn't have the worst year. We ended up finishing 12th in the state. 5A is an animal.
Oh, yeah.
It's an animal. Few kids finished on the podium. We had one boy ended up going to nationals. His name was Debo Scott. Darius Scott is his real name. He got invited to Worlds in South Africa, but had to decline the invitation because he started at his college playing football over at a junior college in Texas. So both of those, we had 31 seniors. Like I said, our football team had 41. It was a huge, just massive senior class at our school where kids came through and played sports.
Yeah. 2026 outlook for the powerlifting side of things. What are you expecting? What do you want from that group?
Well, this past group definitely set the foundation. Like I said, 31 seniors, 18 of those were girls. Our girls side of things this summer, we have 7 girls coming back from last year's team. But we have 42 girls in the weight room right now, if that tells you where we're looking at in the future. A huge influx of girls coming in, wanting to be a part of it. Same thing with the boys, except for our boys are more geared towards football this year. A lot of our football guys are going to be back, and they were younger last year behind some other football guys. So not a ton during this summer of non-football guys, but we have a ton of other athletes. We have 6 volleyball players who are also going to compete in powerlifting, multiple track, some softball girls that have shown interest. So we have a lot of people who want to be a part of it.
Coming to a clinic these next 2 days, Coach, what do you want to take away from hearing some people?
I've always been told since I was a GA in college that if you can learn one thing, then take it back to your school, then it was a good clinic. So just things like that. I like going to sports that I'm not necessarily coaching day in and day out. I like going to watch baseball. I like going to watch volleyball, softball, basketball, things like that I don't necessarily hands-on am at practice or at games. So,
Coach, thank you for stopping by today. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I say, grateful to meet you for the first time.
Yes, sir.
And good luck to everything in your future.
Thank you, sir.
Head powerlifting coach and strength and conditioning coordinator at Denham Springs stops on by to talk about what goes on a daily basis at Denham Springs. Whoa, what an interview. What an interview, ladies and gentlemen. More coaches on deck. Coming up next, head football coach of the Delcom Panthers right after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Coaching Clinic at the Fundraising University booth here. Now sitting down with me to talk a little bit about his program, head football coach of the Delcambre Panthers, Coach Corey Brody, my friend. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. It's always nice to talk to you. I feel like every time I talk to you, we're a little bit closer to football season.
Hey, there you go. Every time we get together, there's always something football related, or when Delcam's beating us in softball. Something like that, huh?
Well, I'm glad you got to see Delcambre win. The last time I saw you, we had a tough one, but like I said, it's always an entertaining game when under the lights is there.
Hey, we're gonna break the streak this year.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Hey, who you brought with you here today? You got a lot of your staff that came with you today. Solo?
Solo is just me. My staff's been doing a lot of hard work this summer. It's actually been really nice on me. Being in year 2 and them kind of knowing what I expect and what I want, I've really been able to kind of facilitate things and walk around from the conditioning to the weight room, and those guys have done a really fantastic job of taking ownership in that stuff. So hopefully they're taking these 2 days to relax and have some fun.
Talk to me about, you've been a head coach prior to Delcambre, and you've had a year 1 and a year 2. Well, now you're at Delcambre, and now you're going into year 2. What was something that year 1 taught you about yourself going into a year 2?
I think year 1 taught me that, when you can maintain and retain the same coaches, just to give them a little more to do. I think at the previous job, there was things I had in mind that I didn't do a great job of communicating to the other coaches, expectations and that type of stuff. But having these guys and having really good conversations during the off season, giving them ownership of more things has been really good, because you're only one guy and you can't do it all. So having the 6 assistant coaches I have and giving them roles and ownership in their job that they really enjoyed, and I think we've made a lot of progress in the last 5-6 months.
It seems like the whole athletic department is really starting to take shape, and you're starting to hear Delcambre's name a lot more from a baseball, a softball, a football side, and so on. You're starting to see Delcambre start to make some noise in that little area that y'all in.
Yeah, it's been really exciting this year. I think we've improved in every aspect of every sport. Girls this year, the big surprise to me was softball. I mean, the amount of freshmen, we had 8th graders starting, was fantastic, and for us to win the district and that was awesome. Football, obviously, we had a pretty good year. Baseball making it to the quarterfinals for the 2nd time in school history. Those guys really made a mark on the baseball program. Girls basketball, we started 4 8th graders, so that's going to be a really exciting program. Coach Savion turned his basketball program from a 2-win team to a 10-win team. So we just keep improving. Volleyball's doing really well this summer. A big win, and I know it doesn't count on the record, but we played some big teams this year like Nish and got a summer win in volleyball. So it's just Delcambre's doing a really good job of, all of our coaches developing players, and not just football, but all the programs.
Football related, Coach. When we talked last summer, it was about, I gotta get these guys to know how to work out. But now you're into a summer program where the foundation has been laid, and you say to yourself, you're just walking around at this point because everybody knows what to do. Everybody has their jobs, staff that's been retained. The growth of Delcambre football from then to now, I mean, it has to be remarkable, right?
Yeah, I mean, now that you say that, yesterday the amount of text me and some of the coaches got about Mike Coppage came yesterday, interviewed some of the guys, and just the amount of people that say, man, look at this kid compared to what he was last year.
Yeah.
I actually texted Rick Schroban's dad yesterday and showed him a picture of Rick's at picture day versus now. And just the buy-in to the weight room's been incredible. We hired a new guy, Matthew Georgia. He was an intern for UL's strength and conditioning program. So just those guys knowing that a guy that's worked in college is come and work with them got them excited, and we're putting on muscle faster than anybody can believe.
Best hair in football.
Ooh. And pro?
No.
College?
No.
On my team?
Is it Travis Blaze?
Oh,
is it
coaching
Coach?
wise? Oh, yeah.
He got the best hair in football?
I mean, what he does with his hair is unbelievable. I tell him all the time his wife's the luckiest woman, I think, in the Acadiana area. But I mean, he wakes up, combs that thing over, and makes everybody else jealous. So that's pretty much why I have a hat on today. I know you like to talk to Travis. I got to cover up mine because the comparison isn't close.
Friends right there around the community. Coach Blaze enters his first year of eligibility in varsity level wise. You got right there at Abbeville, Coach Indes comes back down. I mean, a lot of guys that you've been around starting to make their way here or going to be playing some big time football in the fall. Talk to me about just the mentorship
of football too. You know, getting the community excited. They're starting to lift-a-thon this year, ordering stuff, that type of stuff. He's a great resource to have, along with many other coaches in the area.
Let's talk about you guys had a spring or no because of baseball?
No, we decided baseball making the quarterfinals. We had some guys in track and that type of stuff, so we were going to be missing a bunch of people. So we elected to do the early start instead of spring.
Okay, so gearing up for that early start, what's going to happen once we get back into routine after the coaching clinic's done?
We're going to go back again Thursday. We went yesterday, and then we'll go Thursday. Again Thursday. We went yesterday, and then we'll go Thursday again. Then after that, kind of pick it up in full swing. Right now, we do workouts, we do conditioning, and then about 45 minutes of football-related skills and drills. But when we get back, it's going to be more of, all right, let's get used to how practice is going to be run and get back in the routine. And this year, more than most, the kids you can tell they're itching. They want those shoulder pads on, and they want to start hitting and getting everything done.
Got a scrimmage?
Yes, we're going to play Elton on the 20th, which is a Thursday. And then we're going to go play Holland Baptist for the Jamboree.
Okay,
and then we're going to go play Holland Baptist for the Jamboree.
Okay, you're hosting again this year? Holland's hosting?
Highland's going to host. We actually have a meeting about that. It's either going to be at Holland Baptist or it'll be at Nish, depending on what they want to do.
Thursday, Friday?
Friday.
Okay.
And then we'll host Elton on the Thursday for the scrimmage week before.
And then right around the corner.
Yeah.
Week 1, my man.
And look, I'm excited about the scrimmage. I don't think we can, I know we're going to play some good running backs later on in our schedule, but there's not many of them that are better than that guy at Elton. So he's a workhorse. So it'll give us a good test going into the season.
Speaking of running backs, and you had a guy go down with injury last year. Was senior coming back this year?
He's going to be a junior.
So he's coming back this year, and then you had another young guy emerge on the scene. Talk to me about that plethora of backs that you can rely on this fall.
Yeah, this is one of the first times, we had to sit down and figure out ways to rotate in guys, basically to get them the ball. We got Davian Hippolyte and Caleb Duplantis at our wing back. Adrian can play receiver. Gadet, he's going to be a sophomore, plays receiver, plays running back.
Enjoy the rest of your week, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Always
yes, sir.
great. Enjoy the rest of your week, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Always
yes, sir.
great to see you.
I'm glad I got to see you.
And we'll catch up in the fall. I'll see you. I'll see you one of those weeks where we're gonna see if we can break that curse.
Well, I hope we kept Travis Blaze at least a little humble, during this conversation. I'll check in with him later.
My guy. All right, my friend.
Man. Thank you.
Head football coach of the Delcon Panthers, stopping on by. Coach Corey Brody, my friend. We'll step away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fundraising University booth at the coaching clinic. Now sitting down with me, head football coach of the North Webster, the Knights head ball club coach Christopher Wilson. Coach, thanks for stopping by, my man. Long trip in?
Absolutely. No, 5 hours. It's different when you're going from the top of the state line to here, as opposed to going from my house to here. So it was a longer ride today, but it wasn't bad.
Your favorite stops along the way? Because I know this ain't the first time you make this trip.
Oh no, I'm stopping at Crotchner's.
Crotchner's in Cross Springs?
Absolutely.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm passing up Billy's.
Pass it up.
Yeah.
I grew up in Cross Springs.
Did you really?
I went to school in Pillsbury.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, every time.
So if my wife's listening right now, she would say the same thing, Crotchner's over Billy's. And I said, are you crazy?
No. Every time. So I'll pass up Billy's and I'll stop at Crotchner's.
So she's gonna listen to this and she's gonna become a North Webster.
I like it.
Football fan after today.
As many North Webster fans as we can find, we gonna take. We like it.
Coach, let's talk about the 2025 overhaul. Some key things that you took away from last year that you said, okay, this is some good things that we could take into this offseason.
We figured out we can win, right? And I think going forward, it is learning how to win consistently. I tell people the best thing we did all year was beat a 4A Minden, and the worst thing we did all year was beat a 4A Minden, because after that we kind of plateaued, and we never really got any better. Our schedule didn't help us. We went through a long slide. See?
Told you she was listening.
Yep. We went through a rough slide. We lost 5 in a row up until week 10. So we went about a month plus without winning a game. And it's because we were complacent with winning that big game, and we never really got any better.
So you're going into 2026, got some guys that leave football, they go into different sports. When you finally got everybody back together, what were some off-season things that you said? Was it weight room-wise? Was it speed-wise? Was it just fundamentals-wise? What were some things that you said, okay, as a staff, this is where we're focusing on this off-season?
We had to get stronger. The guys that ran track are the track guys. My linemen that didn't run track, we started doing powerlifting after school. So a lot of my linemen got really, really strong this offseason because all they did was stay after school and they worked out twice a day. So you saw their benches and the squats and their explosion kind of increase over the summer and over the offseason. So it really translated for my linemen in the spring. My linemen had a really good spring, and you could tell that they worked hard. They were able to move some people. So that was what we were excited about because my line is going to be my strong suit this year, and it had been for my first 2 years out there.
Okay. You guys play for a trophy out there that I see get posted whenever that week becomes over here. Talk to me about what is the trophy, first off the name of it, the story behind it, the teams that represent it. Talk to all the fans out there that may not know about this rivalry. Give us some insight.
Yeah, well, when I got there, the Battle of the Boot, sponsored by the National Guard, it's us and Minden, your 2 Webster Parish schools, and it's only the it'll be the 4th year. Yeah. 3rd or 4th year. It hadn't been long, right? They always play each other, but now it's played for a trophy. And there's a member of the Army, and they used his boot. They gold plated it. They mounted it, and we pass it between the schools after the game. Army National Guard really puts a lot of money into it. They bring their inflatables. I think they're talking about dropping a Black Hawk on the practice field before the game. It's going to be a big deal. They're talking about working on flyovers and all those things. They're really making it a big deal. We moved it from week 3 to week 1. So we're going to open the season with Minden this year, and that's a big transition from what North Webster Spring Hill has been used to. But in order to grow, you got to switch some things up sometimes. So we made that decision as a staff to move that game to week 1, and the kids really get excited about it because it's a really competitive game. No home team has won that game yet. The first year, so it will be the 4th year. The first year, North Webster, Minden won at North Webster. Then we won at Minden. Then Yeah, something like that. So going into the fourth year, nobody's won the home game. So hopefully this can be the first year that we can play it at home and keep the boot at home.
Coach, coming into a clinic like today, a long road trip for yourself, you brought some staff members with you.
No, I'm solo.
Solo today?
Yeah, I'm solo today.
What were some things that you really wanted to come over here? Maybe a speaker, maybe some things you wanted to take back to your program?
Well, I want to better utilize our time. You know, we have an athletic period, and we're adding another athletic period with our freshmen this year, so we'll be able to split some guys up and to better utilize our two-way guys and spend more time maximizing our time with the kids. You know, I drive an hour of work every day, and I'll have a house full of kids, and I would like to get home a little bit earlier to be more present around the house. And I know you don't want to shortcut your kids, but I want to make sure that we're using our time wisely and doing what we need to do in the building and not wasting so much time.
Yeah.
So really program building and finding ways to maximize the opportunities we have with the kids is really what I'm trying to get out of this week.
Coach, talk to me about game week, prep week. Talk to me about, is it still something that really excites you and you love the challenge of prepping for an opponent?
Yeah, that's why, they convinced me to go back to grad school. You know, they see me as a principal. And I told them I've put it off for 20 years because I have no aspiration. But you want to put it in your pocket. But the goal and the grind of it is what always excites me. I love getting ready for games. Football is my favorite thing in the world. And so preparing kids and preparing coaches and watching tape is what I like to do. So, getting ready for Minden and Jamboree is always a really big deal in that neck of the woods. When you put those Webster Parish teams and those Claiborne Parish teams together, so Jamboree is really your season kickoff. Even though it doesn't count on the schedule, but when you get those 5 schools together, it means something. It gives that area of the state a lot to talk about.
2026 season that is upon us, strength of this upcoming team for North Webster?
We're young. Well, I keep saying we're young. We're starting a bunch of juniors, so we're not young, right? But all of those guys played last year, and hopefully we'll get a year better. We're making those small incremental goals. First year we won 3, last year we won 4, this year we want to win 6. And I don't think we're far away as a program. I think putting the kids in the right positions, us definitely being better on the offensive side of the ball, that's what's been killing us the last 2 years. We've always had a strong defense. North Webster's always had a strong defense. Even when I coached against them early in my career at Green Oaks, that's what they were good at. But being more efficient on offense and putting the ball in the end zone is going to really help us because our defense is always good, and it's usually the same kids. So if we're getting those kids that are really succeeding on the defensive side of the ball, setting the offense up so those kids can get on the offensive side of the ball and be effective like they are on defense, that's going to help us tremendously.
Coach, enjoy the rest of your week here at the clinic.
Absolutely.
Grateful to meet you for the first time.
Absolutely, man.
Best of luck this.
How long?
First time we get to meet.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
But I'm hopefully we make a run this off season, this summer, and if not, I'm gonna get on the truck and I'm gonna drive down and I'm gonna hop on for one of those Friday night games with you.
You got to.
Yes, sir.
You got to, because I'm coming up north at some point.
Yeah, you got to come on. I'll take care, but you got to bring the crotches with you.
The caution is with me.
You got to bring it with you. Okay. I'll just send you my menu.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, good seeing you,
my
man.
friend.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was North Webster, head football coach here at the coaching clinic, talking about his program. Been a friend to the program for many, many years, and finally get to meet the guy in person. What a cool experience it is here at the coaching clinic, networking with coaches, talking about their programs. They come and sit down with us today. They're going to get entered into a drawing at Fundraising University is giving away $2,000 worth of grants to those respected programs. Already 8 coaches have entered into the drawing and have sat down with me so far today. Hey, we'll take another break. We'll step away. We'll be back. You're watching some coaches' interviews here at the Coaching Clinic. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fundraising University booth here at the Coaching Clinic. Now sitting with me, the owner right here for Fundraising University, title sponsor for Under the Lights, Stuart Miller. What's going on, my man?
Oh, man, it's a great day out here. We've got a lot of coaches coming through, a lot of action, a lot of energy. You know, the type of environment you want to be part of when you love sports and you love working with teams.
8 coaches have already sat down with us to talk about their programs. What was the vision coming into today that you wanted to get done with bringing us on?
Yeah, you know, obviously we provide a service to teams and coaches, but coaches love talking about their programs and we love hearing about them. You know, as a coach, myself, you have a lot of pride in what you do. And anytime you can get on here with someone like you and talk about what your team's doing, the excitement of the upcoming season, whether it's football or softball or baseball or volleyball. I mean, there's so many things you want to do because we do it to help the kids, right? And the more that we can give kids more opportunities to succeed, that's what we're here for. That's what I believe most of the coaches are here for. And you're ready to go.
And you're giving away some money to 2 programs today, aren't you?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. After the convention, we're going to select random selection. We're going to select 2 programs to give $1,000 team gear and athletic grants to, just as kind of a thank you and a give back to so many teams working with us, so many teams putting their trust in us. Because it's a big deal, and you know this as a coach. It's a big deal of who you put in front of your kids, right? And so we've been very, very blessed since I started this 4 years ago here in Louisiana. But obviously we're nationwide. We've been doing it for 15 years, and we've had so many coaches say, "Yeah, we want to work with you." It's just a simple thank you to give back to them and help them get some things that they need.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. I won't keep you any longer, but thank you for coming. Let everyone know what's going on to you today.
Yeah, well, I knew what I needed to call when I wanted people out here, right? We wanted it done right way. We wanted it done the right way, and so I had to get the professionals out here because obviously I'm not made for the microphone. You can tell that, right? So, but no, I think with your following and you do such a great job. Coaches want to talk to you because of what you've built over the last 8 years, right? And the reputation that you have and the reach that you have. I wanted to be part of that, and that's why I brought you out here. And from all the action that we've seen so far, everybody walks up, they're saying hi to you, they're shaking your hand, they want to talk to you because you do it the right way, Jordan, and I'm glad you're here.
And thank you again for the opportunity, and we'll chat with you a little later.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you.
Stuart Miller, owner here at the Coaching Clinic, Fundraising University. We'll step away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll wait for our next coach to come on in. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fundraise University booth here at the coaching clinic. Now joining me, new head football coach at St. Paul's, my friend Coach Gaz. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you indeed. Hey, how did everything come about? How soon did you hear about the job opening? And I'm sure it was immediately something that you wanted to pursue, being an alum at the school, right?
Sure. It was right around Mardi Gras, I think, and man, I was full speed ahead at North Iberville, ready to roll for next season. And yeah, the news came out, kind of hit me by surprise. But yeah, it was probably the one school in the state at the time. I was really, curious and looking into if the job came open, and it all worked out, man. And I'm happy.
Since your time at St. Paul's and trying to implement what you do, talk to me about, has it been an easy process, a slow process? Everything's where you want it to be at the start of this season, or is still some stuff?
Sure. I mean, coming from a 1A school to a big 5A school like St. Paul's, there's a lot more moving parts, you could say, but there's also a lot more help. So just kind of learning to navigate that and delegating things out has been a little bit of a challenge that I expected. But football-wise, I've been pleasantly surprised. The group of kids we have, man, they've been great. I think we're a little bit ahead of the learning curve where I wanted to be at this point, and I love our senior leadership. They're enthusiastic and motivating the rest of the team, and I think we're in a good spot football-wise so far.
When you're going into a late start as what you did, and then implementing, trying to get your staff together, was some guys you brought in, some guys that were still on the staff at there at St. Paul's. How's the staff looking?
Yeah, retained about half the staff from last season, mostly defensive guys, but there's a couple across the board that I kind of moved into different roles, and yeah, reformed the offensive side, and I'll be calling that side of the ball, but that was the most important thing to me, was getting a great staff in there, because I'm huge on having a close coach's office. Everyone feeling like they can collaborate with each other, and people that the kids trust. So I think we have that. Love the staff so far.
Talk to me about some of your players that you got coming back this fall that really stand out to you.
Sure. Some of our senior leaders have had a big impact already. I'd say Adam Connell, he was a guy that carried the ball a lot last year offensively, but we're actually moving him over to the defensive side to play some linebacker full-time, and he'll still spot play on offense, but he's going to be big for us. Andrew Shawstall, our offensive lineman, he just recently got an offer from LSU amongst some other schools. He's coming into his junior year, so expecting big things from him. And Christian Martin at corner, he's going into his junior year as well. Started to land some offers this offseason. Tulane, I think, is the most recent one. So, yeah, there's some guys we'll be leaning on this year, big playmakers, that we'll look to set the tone on Fridays.
The 7-on-7 that got to go through this summer, talk to me about how comfortable is your quarterback and receiving core now that they've got to gel a little bit together?
Pretty good. I have a love-hate relationship with 7-on-7s. It's a different sport, but there are some benefits of it, so we kind of take it with a grain of salt going into it. But, yeah, we were pretty successful, and we spent a lot of time in the classroom in the spring, which I think helped those guys a ton, and I was pleasantly surprised with their understanding of the concepts and the quarterback making the correct progressions, and with timing as well with those guys. They spend extra time after practice, before practice, trying to fine-tune those things, and it was a pretty good summer as far as 7-on-7s.
Is the strength of this team going to be up front?
I'd like to think so. I've been on a couple teams where we didn't quite have that size up front, and you get deep in the playoffs, and there's only so much you can do without that push. And I think the unit we have at St. Paul's, the size is there. I still haven't seen that group in pads, so I'm really looking forward to that in a couple weeks here to see what they can do. But as far as size, I think we have it. Just need to see if they can execute.
The 2026 schedule that you guys will play this upcoming season, what do you like about some of the matchups, some of the trips that you will take going into your first year at St. Paul's?
Sure. So it's a tough schedule for sure. and I like that. I like our pre-district being. I think it kind of preps us for where we want to be in the postseason, going against some tough opponents. We'll open up on the road against Destrehan. Then we host Brother Martin and De La Salle. So those are all formidable opponents. Another kind of full circle moment for me. My last game as a player at St. Paul's was against Destrehan, Jordan Jefferson, and then when they won state that year, they came to our house and put it on us. So neat. My first game as a head coach, I'll be going over to their house to play them.
Talk to me about the community over there. Talk to me about how special it is knowing that you played there, now you're coaching there, the community and all, and what it means to that program.
Yeah, I mean, they just care so much. It's great. I've got an unbelievable amount of help, from parents to faculty, administration. I joke sometimes it's tough to delegate some of the things, and so many people wanting to chip in and help however they can. So I'm still kind of on that learning curve, but the community is great, man. They want to just keep winning and creating a successful environment for these kids, because I think the ceiling is extremely high out there and everyone knows it. So that motivates me, keeps me hungry to kind of fulfill what we're pushing.
Could you give us some words of what your time meant right there at North Iberville, knowing you started something there? Can you give us some words of what it meant to you as a person?
Yeah, North Iberville's, it's just always going to have a special place in my heart. From the faculty to the community out there. I mean, the community put their arms around me from day one and helped me be so successful. So when I look back at kind of where we started out there and what the expectations were to, where I left the program and, they're a contender now in 1A, I can't help but just be proud and root those guys on. Wish the best for Coach Thomas. Him and I have actually communicated a good bit. He invited me over to his place after he got the job, and we kind of chopped it up for a little while. So yeah, I'll be in their corner, rooting them on, and yeah, always look back with good things to say about North Iberville.
Coming to a clinic like these next 2 days, what were some things that you took over the years, and some things that you might want to take these next 2 days?
Yeah, I love the clinic because you get so many different perspectives, and this is my 14th season now coaching, and every time I go to a clinic or a conference during the off season, I'm finding something new. I'm always taking pictures of the slides and taking notes down and trying to incorporate cool things in my program. Always trying to grow, and it's also just great to see so many coaches that I've coached against and coached with over the years and catch up with those guys. So this is a really cool thing for me to come to each year.
Last time we got to talk to you, it was in a classroom over there at North Iberville. So now that we are a couple years later, talk to me about maybe a favorite memory as a coach these last 14 years.
Oh man, there's a few of them. I'd say the top memories are kind of some of the walk-off wins that came down to the last play. The wins are all the way up there at the top of the list. I remember a couple in overtime at St. Paul's, beating Carr on the last second play, one in overtime against Ponchatoula. A couple of games that came down to the wire at North Iberville, too, like our homecoming game the second year. So those are all up there, but over the last 14 years, I'd say my best memories, the things I cherish the most, is watching kids that I spent those years with go on and be successful after coming through our programs, whether that's going to play college football or just be, great husbands and fathers or successful businessmen. That makes me feel like, hey, coming through our program did something, maybe small, but it did something for that kid.
Coach, we're behind you 100%. We can't wait to see what you do at St. Paul's. Good luck. Enjoy the next 2 days, and I can't wait to talk to you in the fall.
Right on, man. And shout out Under the Lights, man. Y'all, I've watched you guys grow too, kind of from my first time at North, and y'all doing nothing but good things for high school sports in Louisiana. So y'all keep pushing, man.
Thank you, Coach Ass. We'll see you down the road. Good luck, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
That was St. Paul's new head football coach, Coach Gass, our friend. Can't wait to see what he does in 2026. We'll step away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back right after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Coaching Clinic at the Fundraising University booth, proudly sitting down with my good friend, Coach Moy of North Vermilion Patriots. Coach, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, thanks for having us, man. I'm glad you're here and glad doing this. Seems like when the clinic gets here, it's a signal that football season's right around the corner.
Coach, football season is right around the corner. Who you brought with you here today? You got some staff members that are networking today?
Yeah, I got some staff members here, even our junior high coaches here. So kind of getting ready to get that thing put together full force, get some verticality in our program, and getting ready for a good season.
When you talk about big off seasons, well, we want to say congratulations to yourself and your wife on the marriage, and wish y'all nothing but happiness moving forward. Y'all always been great friends to me throughout the years of your coaching, so congratulations.
Thank you. We appreciate that, man. We had a great time, having a great summer, and that was just the icing on the cake.
There we go. What happened this off season, Coach? What did you learn from 2025 that you really took the bull by the horns into 2026?
Well, we learned the character of our kids. You know, we really struggled through a tough season last year, wins and losses wise, but we really learned the people we have in our program, and now all those kids are back and hungry, and we've had, 7 good weeks of operating with a chip on our shoulder, and now we're ready for that to just come full circle and have a great year with those same kids.
Coach, we had a spring game?
No
spring game. Baseball makes deep runs.
Baseball is always perennially good in North Vermilion, so we're ready to take that extra week, and we're ready for it too.
So that means your program gets to start earlier?
Yes.
Okay. So working towards that starting period, what happens from now until that point there with the summer program almost wrapped up?
Oh, yeah, it's about done now. We'll have our Ironman week next week. Our practice window opens, and then, on the second and midnight, we'll put the pads on and get after it, and that's what we're really ready to see.
How cool of an experience that is. Midnight, pads go on, under the lights. What a feeling that, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just an exciting time for our kids, our program. It signifies that it's time to hear, it's time to hit somebody, and, that's what football is all about. Is going into this fall and getting ready for a great year and just change the mindset across the state of Louisiana what North Vermilion football is.
Y'all had a beautiful new field that's going to be ready for the season here, or it was ready at the end of last year.
Yeah, we didn't get to start with it, so now we actually have a full season with it. Open it up, having the scrimmage and the jamboree at home. Allowing what we think the best fans in the world is a full season on the turf and just ready for a great year.
And scrimmage, who y'all playing? Jamborees, what's the games and stuff?
Scrimmage will be a three-way with Bro Bridge, who's always, pretty good program, and then really a big program on the rise, I think, in AAA, in Mamu coming in, and then Vermilion Catholic in the Jamboree, who's always good, a state championship caliber program that's going to be a good test for us in our last dress rehearsal.
Returning starters-wise, Coach, who you 10 years ago?
Well, kids, the love of the game, because kids have so much else to do. Everybody's not just football's all they have, and that's all they have to do. With social media and all the other things the kids have to do, getting the kids involved in the game and just loving it like you used to do back in the day, I don't find it's the same.
How about balancing other sports whenever you are in the same season-wise? You see it on the timing. Again, you got track and baseball going on at the same time, basketball at the back end of football. Talk to me about those type of things where you said finding the love for the game again. Well, sometimes you see finding love for just one sport. How does balance-wise at North Vermilion, or what you've seen over the years of kids playing these multiple sports?
Well, I think that's all about where you are. I think we do a tremendous job at North Vermilion of respecting each other's time, respecting each other's programs, want each other to be successful, and so we don't have a problem with that there because everybody, we're all friends. We all want each other to be successful, so we work with each other. So the kids are the most important part, and making sure the kids are able to be successful in whatever they want to do.
Creating competition throughout your program, whether it's practice, weight room, sprints. Talk to me about creating that competition.
Well, we're all friends, but we also all want to be successful. We're all highly competitive, individuals, and the success we've had in baseball and now girls basketball and softball. We want to make that full circle and start getting some of that success in the programs that hadn't had it to this point. Football and boys basketball, we're ready to kick down that door and start having the same success a lot of the other programs on our campus have had.
What excites you the most about this upcoming season?
for our kids to see all their hard work come to fruition, and the fact that they didn't quit is going to mean something now. You know, they had a tough season last year, and now all those kids, we got 31 juniors and 10 seniors who want to make all that mean something.
What's the identity of this team, or is still being carved out?
Toughness. Toughness is the identity of our football team. Not only physical toughness, but mental toughness of surviving last year, and now we're ready to go out and win.
You talked about your community a little bit earlier, but really harp on what they mean to all the athletics right there at your school.
Well, it means a lot to me. You know, a lot of times, you know, there's a lot of fussing and grumbling that goes on behind the scenes when you struggle through a year like we had last year, and nobody complained. You know, we have a great aura around our program. It's a great culture, and not only through our program, but our entire city of Maurice, everybody stayed behind us. Nobody gave up on us, and everybody knows what's coming this year, and it's going to be a lot of success.
Finally, Coach closes out with some a final thing here. We've watched you at Gaydon. We watched you at Abbeville. We're watching you here at North Vermilion. Give us your favorite memory as a head coach, doesn't matter.
My favorite memory has got to be going back to that first time at Abbeville when we won the Russo in Kaplan. Had been a very long time since that happened. Just seeing that whole city come together with that. Y'all were on the call. I still go back and watch it from time to time. The excitement in your voice and everything around that moment was just something you'll never forget.
Coach, always a pleasure to see you, my man. Enjoy these next 2 days. Get out and listen to some great guests that they got lined up. Can't wait to see you in the fall. Thanks for being a great friend.
It'll be fun. Thank you for all you do for high school football, but also the friendship we've developed over the years, and can't wait to see you in the fall.
There you go, my friend.
Thank you, my man.
Head football coach, North Vermilion Patriots, Coach Moy. Always a pleasure. We'll see you down the road.
Yes, sir.
We'll step away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the coaching clinic, here at the Fundraising University booth. Now sitting with me, new head football coach of the St. Ed's Blue Jays, my friend, Coach Jacob
Aguilar.
I'm just messing with
hard.
you. I'm just messing with you. Coach Jacob Aguilar, good friend to the platform, now makes his way to St. Ed's, and boy, I bet that's a story that a lot of people would like to hear. Let's start off with, saw your notepad there, come to the clinic, seen some people already this morning?
Yeah, so went watch Coach Tommy Johns at Iowa, talked about their program, some things they do. You know, of course, every program is different, but look, he's one of the best football coaches in the state. Have a ton of respect for him. He has a phenomenal staff. They just won a state championship. So, you know, you want to look at the people that are doing the right things and the good things, and you want to try and bring those things back to your program and kind of see where they fit. Look, St. Edmund and Iowa is not the same size school. We don't have the similar, kids, but at the same time, there's some things that you could take from there and bring back, and try and fit it into your specific program.
The rest of the day, anybody really excites you that you're ready to see?
Well, I mean, Ed Ogeron. I think everybody's excited to see Ed Ogeron. Probably go watch Will Wade. A lot of these, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, any sport, you don't necessarily know what the coach is going to talk about. Might be talking about something within their culture, some things that they do. But to me, you can always go and have a learn it all attitude and want to go and do everything you can to be the best that you can be. And that's what we're here to do today, and that's what all the coaches here do today. So I'm excited. It's a good day. Caleb Londecker, the Dunham defensive coordinator, just had his talk a while ago. Talked to him a little bit after. He's done a phenomenal job. They're coming off of a state championship run. Extremely fortunate they have Elijah Haven at quarterback, but defensively they do some really good things that you want to take back and implement into your program and just continue to learn and trust the process and take it one day at a time.
So familiar with the district. It's going to be a new look district this upcoming year. Talk to me about some new faces coming in, some old faces out. Let's talk to me about this huge district that y'all do have upon y'all.
Yeah, so Catholic of Point Capee is going east, so they're out of the district. J.S. Clark is in the district now. We played them when I was at Sacred Heart. We played them 2 years ago in JV. They've played like a mixture of a varsity JV schedule, so you don't necessarily know what you're going to get. I haven't seen them last year, so the film that we get, the 3 films that we get from them is going to be new to everybody. They have some really quality opponents early, so they have a really good coaching staff. They're going to do the right things, so you'd expect them to bring it into the district and try and follow suit. Westminster, Coach Porter, coming off of a semifinal run. He's done a phenomenal job there the last 3 years. The last 3 games we've played him, it's been phenomenal games. So I know that he's going to have his guys coached up. They have Kyle Horde, 3-star linebacker. He's going to Texas State. So Jack Hunt, the other one, Matthew Lalonde. I mean, personnel-wise, they've got really good personnel, and all those guys returning off the semifinal run. You got Opelousas Catholic, new head coach, Coach Kent Mason. They lost a lot of skill guys on offense last year, but he's coming from Turlings, so Turlings has been successful. So in our district, man, everybody's going to bring it every week. Sacred Heart, obviously know the roster returning. Coach Derek Landry coming from Nish, fantastic background, been a part of the state championship team. He's gonna do some good things there. They have retained the coaching staff, so we know that they're going to be a tough draw. And then you got our kids. Our kids have worked really hard all summer. Super thankful to be at St. Edmund. They've busted their tails, given everything they have for our coaching staff, and we're excited about the group that we have. And you look at personnel-wise, we do return a lot of skilled kids. We are going to be a little young up front, a little bit of inexperience, but our kids are working so hard right now that they've given me the belief to understand that I know that by the time we hit district play and we hit mid-season, that we're going to be ready to bring it too. So I'm excited about the group that we have. Super, super talented. Got a lot of holes to fill, but we got some kids that can fill them.
Coach, you talk about family, right? Family, very, very important to you. This move here to St. Ed's, I'm sure it's not an easy one, but it's something that was very important to you family-wise. Talk to me about when did this became a reality where you could wind up as the new head coach at St. Ed's?
Yeah, so you go, you finish the season and you start looking at your personnel and what are you going to bring back next year. And I mean, look, things happen. I always say you can only control what you can control.
So when those things came about in March, mid-March, whenever, you kind of sit back and you start thinking, is this the right thing or not, right? You can look back and yes, I did graduate from Sacred Heart. Transferred there in 6th grade. A lot of good people. They treated me the right way. But then when you look at it, I do live in Eunice. My kids do go to St. Edmund. St. Edmund is a fantastic school. It is a family-like atmosphere. They're all bought in. Everybody's on the same page. And when you start to sit back and look at it, that I'm rooted in Eunice, and my kids are going to St. Edmund. My wife is now a part of a family business that's right there. My kids are not going to leave St. Edmund. So, you always want to be with your family and be with your kids. And, the fact that I not only get to come into a community that is going to fully back the athletic program and fully back what they do academically and then from a faith standpoint and be a part of that church community, but now, I get to be with my family and want to implement those things that similar to where I was at Sacred Heart. So, it's very important to me. But at the end of the day, I will say, these kids that I'm with right now at St. Edmund, they're now a part of my family. So, my kids come to workouts with me. They see our kids. They see our kids working. So now these kids, like I told them when I first met with them, you don't know me and I don't necessarily know you. But at the end of the day, we're going to form a relationship that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to get to see you get married. You're going to have your own kids one day. You're going to be a father. And you're going to always be able to come back here and walk through these doors and know that you are a part of a family that's going to last a lifetime. So, these kids that I have at St. Edmund now, they are a part of my family. And I, they're fantastic. I can't say they work so hard. And they're going to earn everything that they get.
The early part of the season, the non-district slate, how important is it to get off to a good start when you are going into a new place, replacing some really key contributors of last year's St. Ed's team? Talk to me about how important it is to get off to a good start, build momentum before you even get to district play.
Yeah, I think the good thing about this, and I've said it from a personnel standpoint, is I've gotten to study this team the last 3 years. You watch them on film and, I'm not going into this blind. I'm going into this knowing the pieces that we have and the personnel that where can we put guys to be the most successful at certain positions. So now when you look at the schedule, we scrimmage Nish, then we have Elton in the Jamboree. Week 1, we travel to West St. John. That's not going to be an easy game at all. So we want to put the guys in the best places right now. I tell them we have a sense of urgency. We don't have time to sit back and say, well, let's wait until week 2 to see if this works out.
Yeah.
We have to know what we have right now, and we have to go get it. So none of our kids are holding anything back. They're 100% bought in, and they're going to give everything they have, and then we're going to get the best personnel that we can on the field, the best 11 players on the field at the same time, because yes, we have a scrimmage. Yes, we have a jamboree. We're going to be able to evaluate that film, but we have to be ready to go week 1 when we go to West St. John because, we know that that's going to be, you want to leave West St. John 1-0. You don't want to leave 0-1. So, we're going to have to go in there and throw some punches and get after it and be attacked and aggressive early on so that way we can walk out of there 1-0.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend stopping by to talk about St. Ed football. Hey, right around the corner. It'll be here before we know it.
That's it. Best season.
Enjoy the rest of your week, my friend. Good luck in the fall, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Take care.
We'll step away, ladies and gentlemen. That was head football coach of the St. Ed's Blue Jays. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How about we switch gears? We talk a little baseball here at the coaching clinic here at the Fundraising University booth. Head baseball coach of the LaSalle Tigers stops by, and we'll talk a little baseball with us. Coach, how's it going? What brings you out here today? First year coach?
This is actually my third year as the head coach, fifth year overall at our school. So we come to this every year, just try to learn a few things and see all the guys, all of our buddies from around the state, and it's always a good experience for us. We try to take every opportunity to learn some things. So,
Coach, I hear some good things. I talk to my friend over there, Marshall Leffner, stops by often to see the program, tells me some really good things about LaSalle. What can you speak about 2025 that really stood out to yourself and your staff?
I think in 2025 this past year, as far as baseball goes, is we had a young core, but that was my second year as head coach, and I felt like in the first year we kind of established a good foundation to build on. And that second year, things kind of started to come together. Although we had that young core, they were playing the way that we had developed them to play, and had a great record. Had a strong record and made it to the second round of playoffs. And there was definitely a process. I mean, you start at the beginning of the year, and you just hope that by the end of it, everything is kind of coming together in the end. And that happened for us. We had a lot of young guys step up. We had some veteran guys really earn their spot and show great leadership. So I was happy with it, and the future is very bright moving forward.
Y'all play out of the Division IV bracket.
That's right, Division IV non-select.
Non-select bracket. Mm-hmm. So you see the likes of the Quincy's and Oak Groves and everyone. So the last 3 years, you said you finished in what, second round last year? How about the previous year?
Previous year was second round as well.
And then the first year?
The first year, first round. So we've gotten better every single year. As far as the ranking, like I think the first year we were in the mid-20s. The year after that, mid-teens. And this past year we were 9, and like just barely missed that first round bye. And so for us, we're on the smaller side of our division, so that's a little bit of a disadvantage, but we don't make excuses about that.
Right.
We try to compete and say, if we want to be the best, we got to compete with the guys in our division, the top guys, and we want to become that. And a couple years ago, we were 15, 16, something like that, and we traveled down to DeQuincy. And at that time, they were number 4. They had made it to the state championship several years in a row. And so, the guys were somewhat intimidated by that. I said, guys, it's baseball. They're teenagers just like you. If you just execute the small things and make the routine plays and let's get base runners on and move them over, we'll have a chance to compete. And although we didn't win that game, I thought that we held our own. I think we lost 4-0, 5-0, something like that. And competed with them, competed right there with them. And their coach, we see each other from time to time at things like that, and we always talk about that's a great game. It was kind of a pitcher's duel, that game.
So you've seen your program really grow these last few years, so probably huge expectations going into 2026. What are you most proud of from those 3 years, and what is something that you can really say that you're excited about in 2026? What are you most proud of so far, and what are you excited about in this year?
Well, what I'm proud of mostly is the fact that our arms have developed and come so far, whereas starting out, we weren't very deep as far as our pitching staff goes. And now I feel like we have a plethora of arms. It almost feels like sometimes there's not enough innings to go around. It's like just pick a guy. Like these 3 guys available are all solid, and you can trust all of them. Proud of that. The way our hitting has come along statistically, we've improved in most categories on a year-to-year basis. So I'm very proud of that, but more than those things is our guys have learned what it means to have good work ethic, what it means to play together. And so having a team that isn't at each other's throats constantly, having a team that actually enjoys being around one another and doesn't mind doing things for one another and doesn't care who gets the credit, I think that's the next thing that's going to take us to where we want to go.
When you talk about returning guys coming into this 2026 season, is it a big group coming back?
Right, yeah, absolutely. We lost 2 seniors. One was our catcher and our left fielder. Great players, but that said, the rest of our starters this past year were majority freshman, sophomore. And so the guy that pitched kind of we rode through playoffs. Luke Lassiter was a freshman last year. Very excited about him. He's our quarterback in football. I mean, he's our guy that kind of rose to one of our primary arms. And there's other guys that are right there with him. Guys like Tanner Delaney, who was left-handed pitcher for us. Hunter Boyd, who I think played almost every single position for us this year at some point, minus center field. I mean, he can catch, pitch, play third base, first base, outfield. He can do all those things. And then there's so many other young guys that deserve to be mentioned that have a chance to earn a spot. I mean, I feel great about our depth, and hopefully that challenges our team to compete with one another, and that we can identify the best 9 or 10 as we move along.
When I hear about LaSalle, I hear about softball, baseball over there. Really great community that backs the athletic programs. What can you say when people talk about the athletics over there? What can you say that really sticks out?
Well, I can say this, that being an alumni, I'm obviously partial, but the way that our community backs our kids, backs our coaches, and backs our sports programs is certainly not normal. Like everywhere we go, our fans travel. And I think that we travel the best out of any school in the state per capita. You know, obviously bigger schools, more people, but we travel well. Everyone wants to schedule us because of the gate that they'll get from us. And not only the traveling, but the people in our community would give their last dollars to support our kids, whether it be in sports or other school programs like band or FFA. They're truly generous and solid people. So when you think about LaSalle, you think about that. You think about kids that are small town kids that work hard, might not have the most resources or the nicest facilities, although I think we do have a nice place, but just blue collar, hard working kids that doesn't mind getting after it. And so we're trying to honor that and continue to build it up.
When you're in a small school, I'm sure as soon as baseball wraps up, you lose majority of your guys that gets ready for the football season, and you probably have guys playing multiple sports throughout the calendar year. Talk to me about how important it is for this day and age of multi-sport athletes.
Yeah, that certainly can be an issue if you let it be. Like every single player I have on the baseball team plays football, and half of those also play basketball. So we have several players that do all three. And one thing that I feel like we try to do that not everybody does is that our entire coaching staff at our school through all sports constantly are in communication, trying to work on how can we work things out from a scheduling perspective and a practice and weightlifting perspective that will benefit the athlete the most. And so it's ultimately about the kids at the end of the day. So what can we do to make our programs as good as they can be, but also to do right and be fair to the kids, to make sure they're excelling in every sport that they want to participate in.
So with some of the basketball guys, I'm sure y'all guys get a late start in the season, scheduling purposes, but probably ramp it up in the middle somewhere?
Well, honestly, if you're going to be a multi-sport athlete, you have to play multiple sports.
Mhm.
And sometimes that means leaving basketball practice and going to baseball to throw, or to go hit for a bit. And so if you want to do those multiple sports, we tell them understand that the work is going to be a little bit extra for you, but if you love to play the game, you have no problem doing that. And our kids don't mind. They do that. They don't get tired from it because they enjoy it, they want to do the work, and they want to be good at it. So, scheduling wise, we do work together as far as the games, like, because I'm not going to schedule a baseball game the same day as a basketball game if we can help it. So our coaches just try our best to work together.
And finally, we're going to close things out. You said one of your guys is a starting quarterback this upcoming fall. What should we know about the guy that will take the snaps this upcoming fall?
Luke Lassiter is a complete player. He's good in between the ears. He's a phenomenal kid. One of the hardest working kids I've ever met. I know that I love having him in baseball, and I coach football as well. He's awesome there. He's one of our team captains, and I think if Coach Johnson was here to talk about it, he'd say the same thing. So we're fired up about him. He didn't get a ton of reps last year, but when he came in, you knew it because that's when we were going to throw the football. And so I can't wait to see how our offensive attack changes with him.
Coach, enjoy the next 2 days, my friend. Safe travels when you head back to LaSalle, and look forward to seeing you in the spring.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
That was LaSalle head baseball coach stopping by, talking about his program. our second baseball coach that has stopped by. I talked about their program. Well, step away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back. More coaches, more interviews all day long. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fundraising University booth here at the Coaching Clinic. Joining me now, hey, we got big news to share. I'm going to go ahead and let the gentleman sitting on side of me introduce himself and tell everyone that's watching why he's sitting here with me today.
Hey, I'm Northeast High's new head football coach, Trey Jones. Just going out there looking to make an impact.
Coach, I mean, new head football coach at Northeast, and it happened, I mean, recently, right?
Recently, this morning. So I'm excited. We've been out there with the guys for about 4 weeks, just instilling fundamentals, lifting weights. So I think we're ready to go to make an improvement on last year's 5-6 record.
Northeast new head football coach, Coach Trey Jones, right here sitting with us at the coaching clinic. Coach, 4 weeks, late start, but I'm sure it's something that you and your staff is ready to attack. Talk to me about just ramping things up to get ready for that September 4th game that you guys have. I know you got a scrimmage at Jamboree along the way, but with a late start, you feel like your back's against the wall, or you feel like something that your staff can handle?
I think it's something that my staff can handle. We've done it in the past with a late start. It's just coming in and instilling fundamentals. From day one, I've been pushing the kids very hard, and they've been receptive to it and receptive to coaching. So we just doing a lot of fundamental stuff. We're going to be trench heavy. So our senior guys are going to be in the trenches. So we look to just improve on what they've been doing, and then kind of get them used to the way we like to coach. And I think doing it that way, we'll be able to make some strides.
Let's talk about your background as we lead up to the head coach here. Were you on the staff previously over here in Northeast, or where you was at before?
No, previously I was at A-Meet in the spring, and then I was at Church Point in the fall. So I was Church Point middle school head coach in AD, and I was their tight end coach at the high school. And then for spring, I went with A-Meet. So I was able to learn a lot from those two staffs.
Okay. And as you got on staff, how quickly did you get the film turned on, and what really excited you about what you saw from last year's group?
Looking at the film, last year's group, what I saw in the trenches, I was excited about. We got a few athletes on the outside. One of the key guys that's been working out with us this summer has been Marcus Collins, and I look for him to make a big stride.
In what position does he play? The offensive line, defensive line?
No, he's a corner and receiver.
Corner and receiver.
So
okay.
he's going to be a senior. He has D1 size. So we look to get him some looks, and then just in the trenches, my whole O line just trench heavy. Let me get my names.
Get them up, and we'll talk about what you got across the ball this upcoming year.
One of my other athletes, quarterback and free safety, is going to be Tyree Riley. We're looking for a lot from him, and he has a little brother that's a freshman, so we're going to be pushing those guys. But in the trenches, Tyrion Bennett, Troy Lewis is one of my seniors too. Anthony Rooms, Devin Caesar. We're looking for a lot. We're looking at
good average size up front too.
Good size. Good size. Good size.
When you this is your first head coaching job?
Yes, sir.
So going into your first job, what is your strength of the ball? Is it the offensive side, defensive side, or the management side? What's your strength?
I'm an offensive guy.
Okay.
At JS Clark, I was assistant coach, OC. At Broadmoor the year before that, I was the OC. So I'm going to be my own OC. So that's going to be our strength. But our defense, with my defensive coordinator, which we call him Coach J, he's usually when he gets there, he's able to get the defense going ahead of me. So we play off each other a lot until I can get the offense rolling, which I think with the players that I have right now, they're really receptive to coaching. So I think we're going to come out rolling pretty fast on offense.
The quarterback position, or what style of offense that you typically like to run? I know you said you were at Church Point, so we know the style they run over there. Is that something that we should see from this Northeast group, or is it something different?
You'll see similar. I'm a power spread guy.
Yeah.
So you'll see wing T concepts, gap run concepts, and then when I can spread you out, I will. When I find a mismatch, I can spread you out, I will. So.
Okay. And you talk about this group here that you will take on with Northeast, the schedule that was presented in front of you that you got a chance to look at district-wise, non-district-wise. Talk to me about some of those games in that schedule in the district that you get to play in this year.
District-wise, Dunham is the front runner of our district. I mean, I feel like if we can compete with them, we'll be okay. But that's definitely a game that started on our schedule because that's where when you start to measure yourself against the teams in East Baton Rouge. If you can compete with Dunham, you can compete with anybody in that area. So we just looking to go 1-0 every week. But district, we wanna try to make a run for the district championship.
Coming into a coaching clinic like today, what's some things that you're looking for when you do network with other coaches or listen to some of the guest speakers?
My main thing has been to network with other head coaches, like what's some of the obstacles that they saw the first year, so I can kind of be prepared. Like, sitting back, I watched Coach Poole at Church Point, I watched Warren Thomas at J.S. Clark, and I watched Coach Sarah at Broadmoor, so I have some inclination of what I'll see. But some of the younger coaches that might have been their first job last year, I asked them a lot of questions like, what did you see? What shocked you? What's something that you never thought of that happened that you had to be prepared for? So that's the main thing, being ready to be that go-to guy and keep everything flowing.
And when you talk about Northeast, and you only been there 4 weeks, but what's something that really has the guys in front of you have done well that you've been impressed by?
Keeping the kids focused on keeping Northeast. So the main thing has been keeping Northeast kids in Northeast. Northeast has a rich history. You had alums, Doug Williams, Robert Williams, Huggins, the linebacker that played for the Buffalo Bills. You had Felton Huggins that played at Southeastern. He's an alum. So we got a rich tradition. The main thing is just getting those guys to come back and pour into the kids that we have now, and then keeping Northeast kids in Northeast, because we have Central and then we have Zachary.
Yeah.
So we got to try to keep our kids with us instead of looking there and going there. So that's going to be my main focus, getting in the community, making sure that me and the community are tight so we can keep all of our people there.
Been around the game for a little while, going into your first head coaching job. What's a piece of advice a coach or a mentor has given you over the years that really sticks with you going into this morning where, all right, it's go time?
The main thing that stuck with me, let me see, because I've gotten so much advice. The main thing is making sure I'm always open to my kids, because I'm a player's coach. So I'm always open to them. Like, whatever they need from me, I'm gonna give you 1,000% to get you there.
Yeah. Coach, finally, as we close this one out here today, from now until the scrimmage week, and who was scrimmaging Jamboree-wise, also from now until that point, what do you want to see from your group?
I want to see them get used to the way I call plays, the tempo we want to run, and just fundamentally just doing what we need them to do. So it just basically, I just want them to understand it's the same football that they played when they were tiny. It's just you're bigger now. It's the same fundamentals. We just gotta execute it a certain way. So I think with that, we'll be okay.
And who are y'all scrimmaging? And who's the Jamboree?
So August the 21st, we're gonna scrimmage Astruma and Collegiate, and then the Jamboree we're playing Terra at Southern.
Okay. Coach, enjoy the next 2 days. Good luck. Congratulations. Big news this morning. Can't wait to see what happens in the fall. To you and your staff, we wish y'all best of luck this upcoming season. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it. Will do. Let me give a shout out to my principal, Dr. Jenkins. Thanks for choosing me.
There you go. New head football coach at Northeast, Trey Jones. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.